This is Morten from INKISH. We are so lucky to be in Nice today, or just outside Nice, for a very special Ricoh Pro Z75 launch here at Realisé Print in Conte. And I'm talking to Sander Sondaal. Sander.
Hi Morten.
Good to see you. Good morning.
Yes.
It must be wonderful to see your machine finally in Europe, right?
It is. It's really nice to be here at Realisé Print in France with the first really actually Z75 in production in Europe.
I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of things, but before we get to that, I have a question. How long time did it take from, not from the idea of a printer, but from you sell it to a customer and get it in here, and now it's here?
Yeah, so of course, you know, we have been talking about the Z75 for a long time. And it has been a kind of a bumpy road to get to this point, but we're finally here. And then if you look at really the sales process, let's say for the customer to look at the press, make the decision, install it, that was actually a relatively straightforward process, like any, I would say, any other inkjet printer. So that was quite okay.
I was asking because, you know, it's always like, who wants to be the first in the market, right?
Yes, yeah, and that's what you see happening. I think the market is changing a lot these days. There are a lot of challenges, but also a lot of opportunities. So I think really for customers to grab opportunities which are currently in the market, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, but it's the innovative companies who make the first decisions.
One of the things I like about this, I think this is one of the machines that for the very first time have got like a creature on it, right?
A creature on it, yes. Yeah, and it's, you know, we do it with most of our printers. We try to give them an identity because the naming of the products is always kind of a technical naming. So the Pro Z75, you know, it doesn't mean a lot to customers. But we actually, with the launch, we call this the Dragon. And actually the Dragon now has finally landed in Europe.
And it has such a beautiful sticker on the side, right? It looks super cool, basically.
It looks very cool. And I have to thank our friends at Realisé Print for making that happen. And they can do a lot of things, and wrapping and this kind of things is one of their core activities.
During the day, we're going to talk about a lot of different things here, of course. Before we get into that, I was a little bit curious. If you think of how you work with customers, is it just a customer, or how do you see that?
No, really, with this type of customers, it's not. You see a lot of changes in the market, and we all know all the economical challenges, the challenge in the market with labor, with paper supplies, you know, the whole shift of volumes, run less, getting shorter. So really with this type of customers, it's really about a partnership. So on one hand, we're looking to help the customer move their business forward, and the customer also needs to accept that collaboration, that partnership. On the other hand, you need to make sure that your workflow is optimized, because this kind of investments, you want to make sure the customer is really productive with it. And on the other hand, you have technology. So it's really a combination of business development, workflow, and let's say the printing technology, which needs to come together. And that is really, to make that happen, it's a close collaboration between the customer, in this case, Realisé Print, and Ricoh, to make a success out of it.
Is that also needed? Because if you look at, I think that also your competitors and colleagues in the industry, it seems that when customers choose to work with a company today, it's not just a machine, it's also a platform for future growth, right?
Yes, it is.
You mentioned already when we had the walkthrough that you can add more colors to it in the future, and basically probably a lot can be done with software as well. Is that also part of the partnership strategy? Or?
Yes, it is. Of course, when you bring products to market, you start with version number 1, let's say, and you need to evolve the platform to the future needs of the market. And we're really proud that Realisé Print, you know, put the trust in Ricoh to start with the first version of this platform, to make it successful, and also, you know, for us to learn what is needed more, where can we improve, because that is really something, you know, we need to do together.
One of the things you can't help think about when you're here in the Conte is also that it seems that it's not the first Ricoh installation, right?
Sorry?
It's not the first Ricoh installation here.
Here, no, it's definitely not. No, so it's already a very valued customer, using a VC7000, using our cut sheet toner devices. So it's a nice mix of technology. And I think that's where really also the Z75 is complementing, let's say, their production capabilities. And they will talk a little bit with you more later why they took the decision on the Z75. But it really adds nicely into their current capabilities, where you have on one hand, let's say, the entry level, the cut sheet toner devices. On the extreme, you know, you have the continuous feed inkjet platform. and then nicely in between you see the Z75 for specific applications, for their requirements, really to fulfill their customer needs.
It's funny because one of the questions I prepared before I was here, because I know Real Estate Print because I met them earlier at the Online Print Symposium in Germany, and of course been at their website, but I was not 100% aware whether it was a combination of offset and digital. And my question was how Ricoh is part of the digital transformation, but this is an all digital printing company.
Yes, but actually, you know, the Z75 really transformed also offset into digital. So still volumes are being outsourced on offset platforms, and currently they can bring it back into house with the introduction of the Z75, really making sure the added value stays within the company and it's not being outsourced. And of course, you know, the whole digital transformation is happening, and therefore they also need the Z75. So it is really part of the digital transformation process, which is not only happening here in France, but it's actually happening, I think, across Europe with a lot of customers, with the change the change in requirements of the customers.
I have to make a teasing question. You know that's always me, because I mean, as you said, the Dragon has been anticipated for a very long time now, and also the market has changed since you introduced it for the first time. So how do you see it in relation to the competition in the market?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think today, if you look at the Z75, it is a unique press in the market. We're also looking very much about sustainability. So it is a press based with aqueous ink. It's the first aqueous ink inkjet printer which can do duplex with a high productivity in the market. So I think it has a unique spot in the market. On the other hand, I think it's important that we all develop this market. I think there's still a lot of added value using paper. You see that in books, in the educational environment, and just a lot of people still love paper. So I think the industry needs to make sure that paper is kind of here to stay. And I think our Z75 is going to help with it, but I'm pretty sure also competition is helping in that segment.
And talking about that, from the, let's say when you look at this applications here, we will have close-ups of that, but it's really, really high quality print we talk about here, right?
It is, yeah. You need to deliver high print quality. I don't think customers are accepting less than that. I think everybody also accepts that inkjet printing has, by definition, very good print quality and definitely good enough print quality for the customers. But you need to have high print quality. You need to be able to print on different type of substrates and really to let's say, fulfill the customer demand. And also with the paper industry, it's not always easy to get the right paper. So being able to support a wide variety of papers is key critical, I would say.
I think we'll talk about that during the day as well, right?
We will, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martin.